Today we are at the Bantam Jeep show, and this is an impromptu video. I didn't expect to do this, but we saw this out of the corner of our eye, a 1943 original GPW, and then a 2022 Willys two-door. So we have both of those behind us, and I thought to myself, what a perfect way to set them next to each other, and the same owners own all three of these behind us, and really check out what 80 years of difference look like. Now, I know it's not exactly 80 years, but the Purple Rain Willys next to it is a 2023, so that's 80 years away from this original Jeep. And when do you get a chance to set two of them next to each other? So let's dive into it a little bit more. This will be a shorter video, but I think this is going to be pretty cool to kind of show you the real big differences in between these Jeeps. So guys, we're gonna first start off with the 1943, which is a beautiful restoration here behind me. Now, there's a lot of things that you still can do with the Jeep, and that's why I think the Heritage is so neat. So you can obviously see this one never came with doors. You can still pull the doors off the new one, but the windshield is folded down. You can do that on the brand new JL. The only thing that you might not be able to do in today's time is mount a turret in the center there with a fully automatic machine gun, as well as put a rifle up here on the windshield when it folds down. But fun little fact for you, this is also a lot of the time contested as well. The original GPW came with 5-inch headlights. So these came with this size headlight, and some of them actually would spin around so you could work on the engine bay on the inside. But what's neat is that these original Jeeps came with a 9-slot front grille. And everyone argues that, hey, yeah, the new 7-slot grille, that's because Jeep crossed 7 continents. It was the first one to do that. The real truth of the matter is the reason they went with a 7-slot grille is because to make it road legal, they had to increase the headlight size. So when they came back, they got rid of these and they wanted to make them road legal. They actually had to increase the headlight size, which meant cutting off these outer 2 grille slots. But overall, looking at this, we still got some side markers. These are the nighttime cat's eyes for looking at it in a convoy. But so basically as bare bones as you could get it here. We've got the dash plaque on here, the Ford. I really like this, the drink Coca-Cola. But what they were trying to do with these was make them as utilitarian as possible. I mean, these had to fight a world war. They had to be dropped into combat, and they had to be able to be serviced anywhere that you needed to. So what I do like the Jeep did is over the years, they kind of went away from this flat style dash. And in the JL and even the Trent 2024 refresh, they kind of went for that smooth flat dash. But one other Easter egg, if you guys have ever seen on the JL, there's 3 spokes on the steering wheel. That's what these are referencing to. So the 3 spokes from the original GPW. But fun little fact too, if you guys want to talk about safety, the fuel tank for this is actually right under the driver's side seat. So don't get in an accident with these because you got, I don't know, a couple gallons underneath there. So I actually think the 1943 kind of beats the new Jeep as far as seating capacity. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seats on here, no seat belts at all to be found, but I think it's pretty neat to see these little jump seats and the pads on the side. This was probably a troop carrier and could hold a little bit more of people in here. Now, if you look at both of the brand new Willys that we've got next to us, you can obviously see the size difference in these. We've got a 22 and a 23, and compared to that original 1943, these are a heck of a lot bigger. Looking at both of these Jeeps, what I think I found most kind of interesting to see was the absolute size difference. When you actually look at the tub of the 1943 compared to this, the tub literally only comes up to maybe the middle to the top of the fender flare. And then you've still got the hood, you've still got the rest of the tub in the back. It is a drastic size difference. I mean, just this front grille here is probably dang near as wide as the entire grille and the fender flares. I would even argue that it's probably close. The bumpers of that original one probably come out to this line here. That's just how much wider these vehicles are. Now, of course, they had to incorporate the safety, they had to incorporate a lot of the on-road and comfort, and you could drive this for a heck of a lot longer than you could the original one, but the nostalgia of that 1943 can be seen carried over into this model. I did talk about that, the 7-slot grille. They had to decrease 2 of those grille slots just because they had to increase the headlight size. The original, the CJs, were actually a 7-inch, so they had to increase from the 5-inch to the 7-inch, cut off those 2 grille slots, and now we have that stapled 7-slot grille that we've known to come and love. So the owners of these Jeeps said his son actually makes these decals. I really like the way that the Willys decal on here has the two-tone with the white compared to what comes with the Willys, which is that flat, that satin black that doesn't really pop out on the Sarge green. So really cool touch here, and honestly just a neat little detail. One of the cool things about owning these Jeeps is that there's a lot of names associated. These have HQ1, HQ2, and HQ3 on the rear bumpers. Now that was kind of to go in series, and it's a whole family affair here. So I really do like the small little decals. The Kilroy was here. Eugene the Jeep, which is original from the Popeyes comic strip back in the 1930s, but they threw a lot of cool decals and a lot of symbolism into this. And honestly, when you talk to a lot of these folks, there is so much involved in these builds. I just talked to a gentleman over that had another Jeep, and he replicated the exact Jeep that his dad landed in World War II in Omaha Beach. For me, that is just such a cool factor there. Like, he replicated exact to the photos, everything he could find, and then with his dad's help, they went to parades, decades. They used it his entire life. He passed away a few years ago, but that's what it kind of means to come to a show like this. Now, the coolest thing about this video and kind of what I wanted to really accentuate is that 80 some years later, we're still here. We have an entire show based upon that original vehicle that helped kind of define the nation and define the world. So what I wanted to do in this video was check out what 80 years of difference looks like, because it's not too easy to find both of those right next to each other. And this caught my eye, Willys, the original, the OG. So really neat to check out. But what do you guys think? How far Jeep has come? I know a lot of folks say they need to go back, it needs to be simpler, but let's be honest, you can drive a lot of miles on this compared to that original GPW. Let me know in the comments below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We've got another video coming out here shortly of the entire Bantam show, all the sights to see, and kind of all the fun that we had here. Until next time, my name is Matt with Dirt Road CRED, and I want you to get out there and earn yours.